What's going on, everyone? Dagoopa Troopa coming back at you with another video to kind of go over the pre-release. So last pre-release video I went over for Marvel Superheroes, we ended up checking out a more of a black-white strategy, Voltron kind of attack alone strategy. Today I wanted to show you kind of the second deck, probably the more superior one that I was able to build for my pre-release. This is the one that I likely should have gone with, but I didn't because I wanted to try out the attack alone strategy. But let's go into the blue-black draw 2 strategy. Okay, so kind of the whenever you're doing pre-release or draft, your biggest thing that you want to look for is your bombs. So kind of the 2 bombs that I had were leader and king. So if you don't know how king works, king gives you the ability that whenever he attacks, he connives, and then whenever you draw your second card each turn, your opponent loses 1 and you gain 1. Nice thing about this is it kind of puts your opponent on a clock. It's a really slow clock, but whenever you start incorporating leader super genius, then you start rolling into, okay, every turn I'm going to activate King's ability. So very good synergy between the 2. Definitely would highly recommend, if you're able to get both in your draft, go for both. Okay, Rocks and Brutes. This is your kind of backup piece. If you lose leader or you lose king, Rocks and Brutes is your second best way in order to kind of deal through and get a bunch of damage in, as well as build up a really big creature. He also basic land cycles, which helps out a lot, especially if you're missing one of the lands that you need, or you're missing a specific color. Kid Loki, I liked starting off most games with Kid Loki. I ended up pulling 2 of them or 3 of them during this draft or the pre-release, excuse me. But the idea is, once Kid Loki's on the field, then once you're starting to get your draw engines going, you're starting to build up the +1/+1s as well as hexproof, just the hexproof for the turn. Red Room Recruit, I ran 2 of these. Again, good creature for whenever it enters, it connives, so you get that extra draw each turn. Especially this helps out early game as well as late game, because late game, if you have a second one, you can always bring out the second one whenever you're ready. Baron Strucker. This one was also a great card, especially for this deck. One thing that you'll notice with the blue-black strategy is you'll have a lot more villains, so everything is going to cost 1 colorless less. And then whenever your creature enters, you get to connive. Unfortunately, this only gets to trigger once each turn, but that's completely fine. Project Deathlock Soldier. This one's good just for recursion. I like using him just to discard for your connive effects. That way you get the +1/+1, and then even though this one got discarded, you get to the 2 in the black to add it back. So you can just keep recycling this card. So highly recommend for the connive strategies that you have. Herbie Scout Unit, I ran 2 of these. One of the big things on this creature is flying. The second best thing is that you get to draw a card whenever it enters, and then you also get to play an additional land tapped if you have it. Now, the strategy for using Herbie Scout Unit in the land is, if you're playing Herbie Scout by turn 4 or 5, you probably don't have any lands in hand. So what I typically say is it's good to play this if you end up drawing a land off of this and you need to use the land this turn. Don't play it off of Herbie's ability, just, play it down. But if you end up, if you have nothing else that you can play for the turn, just play it tapped. Okay, Aim Scientists. I ran 3 of these, mostly because the ETB for conniving, as well as the basic land cycling. I mostly did not need to use the basic land cycling for this creature whenever I was testing out this build, but This is a good creature, especially at common, because it fills out your 4-drop layer, as well as allowing it to connive. It gives you a good way forward. Atlantean Cavalry. This card pairs up with the other merfolk creature. I don't know why I can't think of the name of it right now, but if you pair up the merfolk in this set, they pair up really well. And then drawing a second card, there's the other merfolk that whenever a merfolk is attacking, it gets to draw, so you get the +1/+1 counter anyway. Great synergy. Unfortunately, I didn't have it when I did pre-release. Ninja of the Hand. This one, not as impactful, but having your opponent discard late game is pretty impactful, especially if they're holding on to their bomb. Unliving Legionnaire. This is mostly a recursion card in case I lost Leader or King. And then Swordsman Sharp Scoundrel. This one, not a very good uncommon. I would say that this goes well with any equipment spells, especially if you're doing the Voltron, the white-black strategy, but in this deck, not so much. I mostly use it just to help with the curve. Okay, we're going to go over artifacts, sorceries, and instants and enchantments. Trickster's Stratagem. This card works absolutely phenomenal. It removes a card that your opponent has for a turn or two, especially if they put it second from the top, but it does make it so that your opponent does have to pay up more mana for it. It is a 4-drop, so keep that in mind, that if you're trying to look to trade it with something that your opponent has, make sure that they also have something that is a 4-drop or higher so that they have to pay that cost later. Also, allowing a creature to connive on whenever you activate this is another great way to draw an additional card. Dark Deed. I talked about this in the last video. This card is phenomenal. The only bad side of it is if you run into the Sentry, this only gives it a -4/-4, so it will not remove the Sentry. You have to find another way to deal that last bit of damage. Or I guess not damage, but you have to figure out a way to get another -1/-1 on the Sentry if you run into it. Cruel Alliance. This one's a great one. Exiling target creature with mana value 3 or less, and then if you teamwork, then you get to exile the creature. No limit to the 3 or less mana value, and then you gain 3 life. This card is phenomenal. I really like this card. Too Evil to Stay Dead. This one was mostly another recursion piece just to make sure that I could get one of the creatures that I need. So if I lost, since it's mana value 4 or less, if I lost a Leader or King, I could get them back. Again, great way to bring them back, but if they get exiled for some reason, then you're kind of out that strategy. Futurist Forge. This card, I think, is better for the blue-red strategy, but getting that additional draw 1 at turn 2 is nice, or even late game if you need to pay the 4 to draw 2 cards. Amazing. You can also activate this during your opponent's turn. If you draw your second one, or you draw your second card, then technically all of your second draw abilities will trigger. Falcon's Wing Harness. This is mostly just to add ward as well as flying to any creature that I deem fit for it, really helping out with evasion if I need it. Okay, and then the last thing, go over the lands. So I ran a pretty balanced 8 swamps, 8 islands, and 1 aim labs. The aim labs, nice to get that gain 1 life at the beginning of the game if you draw early. Not so nice late game if you end up pulling it and you're trying to find a way to play this and still be on curve. But regardless, I actually like this strategy. I like blue-black strategies. I think they're phenomenal. If you end up getting stuck with cards that you don't like, the draw 2 strategy always has some way to help you out with drawing additional cards. But that's all I got. Thanks for joining. Tagging out.